Hi, welcome back to this video series about my journey through grief after losing a child and the songs that I wrote for my daughter Blakely after she passed away. This is the sixth video and track 6 on the album. It's called Losing Sleep. This song, I changed the name as I'm re-releasing it. It used to be called Last Night, but I felt like that didn't really make sense for where it was on the album. This isn't really describing the day after she passed away. It's at first I actually did have it as the second track on the album, and then I decided to move it around a little bit. One thing that I thought was kind of cool actually about this album was that the songs, the first letter of each song title spells out Blakely or Blakely May. So I had to be very particular about where each song was in the album. So at first I had this song called Last Night as the second track and then Life and Death as the sixth, but I decided to switch them. I felt like it just made more sense. It flowed better as an album. But I realized as I was re-releasing this album 10 years later that the song title Last Night didn't really make a lot of sense, and so I changed it to Losing Sleep. So this song is a little more high tempo, upbeat, I guess, tempo wise, but not necessarily mood wise. I didn't want all of the songs to be these slow, depressing ballads. I needed a fast, depressing song in there as well. What this song's basically about is kind of that bargaining stage in the grief cycle. When you lose somebody like a child, or I imagine a spouse, or a really close friend, you have these cycles of grief, and you often go through them multiple times. And during that bargaining stage is where you think like, man, what could I have done differently? For me, it was a lot of like, I wish I could go back in time and I wish I could somehow prevent it. Now, Blakely died in her sleep unexpectedly. There was no indication that, that was a possibility. I mean, it wasn't something that we were expecting at all. It was totally out of the blue. But what this song expresses is that, if I could somehow go back in time, I would stay up all night just to make sure that it didn't happen. I wouldn't ever sleep again if I could somehow prevent it from happening. And that's kind of what the song represents. So we'll listen to the first verse here after the intro.
If I could turn back time, I'd never sleep again. I would stay up all night if it would make a difference.
Okay, so that was just a very common thought process that I had, very common emotions that I felt over the first year or so after she passed away. There was also, the pre-chorus especially had a little bit of inspiration from a song by a band called Parlor Hawk. A friend of mine was actually the lead singer of this band. They had a song called 14 Years, and the lyrics were, as I watched the casket close on that old suit coat you wore. Sounds like maybe he's singing about his father's funeral or something like that. And I just thought that imagery was really cool. Very, very heavy, very deep. And that's kind of the imagery that I was going for with this next part of the song, which says, "But now I'm putting flowers on your grave, feeling small under this weight." So we'll listen to that part as well here.
But now I'm putting flowers on your grave, feeling small under this weight. I'm not ready to say goodbye.
So I've already mentioned this in a previous video. I'm not very good at the drums. I did not play these drum parts, but I did compose them. I, decided where each hit was going to be, and I just love how these turned out. So we're gonna solo and just listen to that part with just the drums. Anyway, I love how that turned out. Wish I could actually play that on the drums. The theme of this song is really about that stage of grief, that bargaining. It's about the untimeliness of death, difficulty sleeping and moving forward after losing somebody so close to you. I think if you live long enough, you experience that. You'll experience the death of someone who's passed away, or someone close to you, and you'll experience, that grief cycle and probably multiple times. It's not just with my daughter that I've experienced that, but I think it's something that a lot of people can relate to. So I hope that this isn't too depressing for other people to listen to, that other people are able to listen to this and feel maybe like somebody else knows what they've been through. And I think music has a really powerful ability to do that, to connect people. This album, along with the song, will be released on July 10th. So I'll have details in the description for pre-ordering it, or if you want to just stream it when it comes out. Anything you do will help. 25% of the profit will go towards the research of SIDS and sudden unexplained death in childhood. So if you're able to just stream it or purchase it, that will help with that research. And the next video will be episode 7 and the song You Again. We'll talk to you then.
There's a hole